Hello, my name is Sinterklaas and I'm from the Netherlands, and as always I'm celebrating my birthday on the 5th of December, and the rest of the year I'm in Spain. People think I'm Madrid, and I do have a castle over there, but most of the time I'm in Bayona playing with synthesizers in my studio. Yes, I make music a lot of the time. That's what I like very much, making music with old machines. And for ClownFest 8, I was invited to make a studio tour. So I will take you to my studio and to show you some of my equipment. And also I am going to give you some tips for a better studio. So let's take a look. Yeah, you know, I can play all the time with the dogs. Or with my horse. Or with the chickens. Or I can clean up the shit from the dogs. Or I can clean the pool. But what I like most is playing with synthesizers, drum computers, samplers, those kind of things. That's what I like most. Welcome ClownFest 8 people, and thank you Mark Gardner for inviting me to show my studio to you and to all your fans. So yes, this is my studio, and what will I do today? Well, I will show you what kind of equipment I have and how it is connected and how I make music. As you can see, I've got several cameras. I got this one, hello people, hello. I got that camera, hello people, hello. And I've got here also a camera to show you the equipment. Very important is to know that I'm not using a computer to make music. And what I mean, I don't use Ableton, Logic, Cubase or any other DAW. I only use hardware, and in this case also hardware DAW, which is the Roland MV8800. It's this one. The MV8800 is my centerpiece, and all the equipment is attached to this unit because this one is my sequencer, it's my sampler, it has effects, it has a synthesizer, it has vocoding. It's a very complete machine, but yes, it's already an old machine. But I love this unit very much. All the sounds are connected through a mixer, and the mixer is the VS2480, which is over here. This is the 2480, and all my equipment is attached to this one. So MIDI is for the MV8800 and audio is with the VS2480. I also have another mixer in the corner over there, down below, and that mixer is the VM3100 Pro. And I use it only for sidechaining my equipment, because the TR8 has a very nice sidechain possibility, and then this mixer comes in very handy. Down below I have an M1000 mixer. This is a digital mixer for my digital synths. Perhaps you already have noticed that I'm a huge fan of the V-synth series. Now I have the V-synth over here, and I love the V-synth very much. It's a beautiful synthesizer. It's a very beautiful synthesizer. No, it's more than beautiful synthesizer. What you also can do with the V-synth is insert this card, and then you have a real D50. I got my next synthesizer to show. It's the V-synth XT. And the V-synth XT is like the V-synth, but with two extra functions. The D50 and the vocal designer. An amazing sounding vocoder. Another member of the V-synth series is this one. This is the V-synth GT. It is the flagship. It is the flagship of the V-synth series. It has in fact two V-synths in one. Vocal designer and something special which is called AP synthesis with a difficult word. Also behind me, I have this unit over here, and this is the GD990, and it has the vintage board installed. The GD990 is a very nice synthesizer from the 90s, and together with the vintage board, you have more sounds. Sounds which are not available when you insert the card in other machines, which makes the GD990 very special. The pressure! Boom! Also behind me I have the GV1080, which is also a rack synthesizer from the 90s from Roland. It has 4 boards installed, dance, hip-hop, house and techno. And all they sound very dated, but that's something Sinterklaas likes a lot. If we take a look over there, then we see the Alpha Juno 1. And the Alpha Juno 1 is a synthesizer from the mid-80s. In combination with the PG300, you can control the sounds of the Alpha Juno 1. And it's a beautiful synthesizer for different styles of music. As you can see also over there, there's another classic synthesizer, which is called the GP8080. It's the rack version of the JP8000. Super Saw made this unit famous. I do have another sampler in my studio, which is called the SP808. And the SP808 is the one who started all this madness for Sinterklaas. And it's the predecessor of the MV8800. I have one drum computer over here, and I already told about it because of the sidechain function. I got the TR8. Not the S, just the TR8, and it has the right sound for me. And it's nowadays very cheap, so that's the reason why I have that unit over there. For the TR909 sounds, TR808 sounds, TR606, TR707, and the TR727. Most important is to have it for the sidechaining. And because the original is way too expensive, I've got over there the TB03, that classic vintage acid sound. TB03. Yes, it's not the TB303, but hey, I've got the sound and I'm happy with it. Another synth behind me is just an easy rompler, which is called the XV5050. It sounds nice, but I admit, I think I will sell it. It's a bit boring synthesizer. It has nice sounds, but you cannot control it like you can do with the V-synths or with the JP8080 or with the Alpha Juno with the PG300. So it's a little bit boring. I also have some non-Roland machines in my studio. For example, I have the Cork M3R. It's an old classic and I like it a lot because it has the M1 sounds. And most important, I do have the controller for it, the RE1, the Ray, and that makes it the ideal controller to control this rack synth. Another non-Roland machine synthesizer I have, is over there, which is the Alesis QS. This is the 6.1 and I also have the 7, which is now stored. Those machines sound really great. The problem is programming. It's pretty difficult. With all those machines, I have 2 MIDI patch bays. And the MIDI patch bay is a unit which combines all the MIDI signals to have it finally going to my MV8800. And I use the Roland A880 and I used the eMagic AMT8. Also 2 old ones, but very reliable, which is very important when working with old machines. Let me give you a very important advice. What you don't see over here is my UPSs. I got 3 units installed and they all have power protection. So what does a UPS do? First, it will give you time because it has a battery. It will give you time to save your work when there's a power down. And also it has power protection in case of lightning. Your machines will not be destroyed. First, those things will break, and then your machines are safe. So my advice is, when you have a studio, place UPSs with power protection. Do it. It's so important. Really. To select my different synthesizers, I use the MPU 401, which is an old machine from Roland from 86, 87, somewhere. And with that one, I can control all the synthesizers over here. With this, the sounds with this one. Wait. So now I can play the sounds of the GP8080 on this V-synth. And if I switch the button, click, I can play them over here. Or I can use the PG300, or I can use this Novation Remote 0SL. You know, Sinterklaas is playing here all the time. This is so much fun. Did I tell you already about the UPS, how important it is? Oh, I must admit, I can play here all night long, all day long, and this is short studio tour. I can talk much more about it, and I don't know what to tell, because there is so much to tell. So, let me rearrange this, because I'm playing too much now. Oh, it looks awful. It looks awful. Mark Gardner, thank you for your time, for the possibility to show just a little bit of my studio. So Sinterklaas is waving goodbye, and we will see each other or here in Spain or in the Netherlands with my birthday. Remember, the 5th of December is my birthday. Then we will celebrate it. Bye bye. Bye bye. Dag Sinterklaasje. Dag, 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 dag. Zwarte Piet.